Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be giving you a rundown on this epic Yellah GTS-R.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me.
It came into us this colour, which is Yellah. It's a heritage colour from the original GTS-R. We started off talking about an exhaust and a cam that ended up at the stage 3. So we've now got 580 kilowatts at the wheels. This is running a full pacemaker system, so 2-inch primaries the whole way back to 2 rear boxes. This still retains cats, so in New Zealand we have to have a cat legally to get a WOF if that car was imported with one. It's a high flow race cat, so it's not going to be giving us any restriction in terms of exhaust flow. We're quite fussy with aesthetics, so we sent this off to Xair. They make their own OTR radiator setup, which comes with the extended covers for the engine bay. That starts to really tie it in. If you look at the GTS-R W1 edition and the non-W1 edition, both with a gloss black tone the whole way through. So that's both in your grills, intakes, wheels. We've tied it in with everything. Engine bay covers all been sent off. That all got color matched as well. So the original color on the car was white. This whole entire car has been done Yellah, which was that original color from the first GTS-R models. That's all been tied into both powder coat on the brake calipers, the wheels, the engine bay cover, everything.
Next thing on the list would be the interior. The car's had a full custom interior done, everything from the dash, once again tying in that yellow tone throughout the whole vehicle, to the seats, the center console. We didn't really want to intrude on this, so we mounted the air controller up here. That brings out your controller so that you can get to your ride height, go up for a driveway or whatnot, and then out of sight, out of mind. The interior's had a full redo, from steering wheel to dash to seats to floor mats to everything. It's quite a nice place to be, you know?
This is a RFG10 from Rahana. It's a CNC forged wheel. This gets designed up and drawn to order. So whatever vehicle's going on, it's not an off the shelf, it's not a cookie cutter fitment, it's something that we have to spec and figure out. The front guards on these cars are plastic. So again, that comes into consideration with fitment. We can't obviously start rolling and cutting and trimming up the guards. We want to leave it as original as possible. This is set up to be basically just within the guard parameters and leaving that factory body line. Same with the rear. There's no point running a massive fitment on the rear, then have it suck in on the front with such a small, skinny wheel, skinny tire and plastic fender. It still gives them that overall look when the car's aired out and even at ride height of the bigger wheel on the car. But at the same time, it means we still keep a legal tyre size on it. We've got a tyre that's somewhat available. There's no point us throwing all this extra power at the car, putting such a small 22-inch tyre on it that it's never going to use any of that power. It ends up just being a show toy. So we've made a happy medium in the middle, got a sticky tyre on there. We've got the sizing correct, we've got the fitment correct, and overall for the customer, which is obviously the most important part, is that look and that vision that they've had the entire time can now finally come to life. This car runs a staggered setup. It runs a staggered setup from stock. It's running a staggered setup now. So we've got a 21.9.5 on the front. Again, that's a custom offset that we've determined to clear the brakes, the calipers, tyre size, and so have. Same for the rear. We wanted to keep that guard looking as OEM as possible. So we do have room to actually roll these guards on the rear. That's been done in a way that it's not going to stand out and look really, really bad. It means we can tuck in a decent sized wheel. So it's a 21.10.5 in the rear. It's running a 275, 245 front. We've got that stagger worked out on it. So it gives it the clearance we need to be able to basically slam this thing on the floor and swallow up a quarter of the tyre in the rear. And same in the front. Within those guard parameters and what we can do here for certain keeping this thing legal, we've got it basically bang on.
You can see the airlift manifold mounted to one of our brackets that Sergio CAD drew up that mounts to the tank. Then our mount system that we made, that mounts to the back of the parcel tray. One, it keeps the car practical, keeps the use of the boot, and it just looks really clean. No one really likes to see all the other rubbish everywhere, so we hide it all. We didn't really want to go sending holes all through the actual chassis of the vehicle, so we derived a plan to mount everything to this plate, because this is removable and replaceable. So we got the compressor hanging here, upside down underneath the car. The water trap mounted here, which is down the bottom, which you can just reach around and undo to release the water from the vehicle. You got the top hats nicely poking through there. And then your bulkhead system running down here, which is also a bulkhead system for the power for the compressor. All of your air lines, and then your external fill, which is a requirement for LVV here in New Zealand. The lines underneath are also run in a manner where it's removable, so that if this car was ever wanting to go back to original, it can without having a million holes drilled all throughout it. This vehicle runs on AS Performance struts, which uses the OE rear top hat, which you have to burn out or remove the original bush, and it replace it with this nice machine component here. It's inverted, so this is the top, this is the bottom, gives you the adjustment at the bottom, so that if you need to set the vehicle up, do your damper adjustment, it's simple. It's not remove the strut and try and adjust it through the top. Everything is designed and done for practicality and setup. The front has a camber plate on it, so you can adjust your camber through the top of the strut, which is how we got the fitment on this vehicle, but you can also fine tune it through the base when you're doing your wheel alignment. The only way to go for this vehicle was air ride. It handles exceptional. If we put this on coilovers, which we have done, can do, it just wouldn't have achieved this. The other thing as well as being a GTS-R and the type of vehicle that it is, it just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to drag your bumper, scrape your exhaust and everything like that. So it's just once again adding to that practicality of the vehicle. But I mean, who wouldn't like this?
We've gone through multiple decontamination process. The whole car's been clay barred. We've pulled all of that decontaminants out of the paint first. That leaves us with a slightly softer paint finish and surface to deal with, and we're not going to get caught up with all that contaminant through our pad and process of polishing. With that paint correction that we did, we finalized that off with an angel wax ceramic coating. So that'll now have a 5-year warranty on the coating itself. There is going to be maintenance involved, as with anything, but that makes it a hell of a lot easier. We don't have to deal with stuff sitting and etching into the paint. It can be looked after straightforward. You can wash it, and it just means that all those features are going to stand out. So that gloss black especially, same in the engine bay, with no coating on it is really hard to maintain. This is a really unique color, so I can't wait for the customer to get it out, get it on the road, go to the beaches, go to the shows and show it off. It's already turning a lot of heads. So throughout that process of obviously dyno tuning, being on the road, sitting in the suspension, it does turn a lot of heads. It sounds amazing. It should be on that limit of not causing the wrong attention, but at the same time, everyone that knows one of these is going to hear it start up. It's going to sound like an LS. You've got a little bit of whine from that blower now, which you can actually hear. Super pumped we've finally got this thing all finished up for the customer. It's been a little bit of a wait, obviously dealing with multiple different industries and getting parts from all around the world to get it all finalized. Super pumped that we can finally get this thing off to the customer, back on the road, ready for everyone else to see.
All right guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We hope you liked what you see.
Let us know in the comments what you think about the build. We'd like to hear your feedback and see what everyone's thoughts are. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, we've got plenty of other videos to come and in the works.